Pakistan government presented the budget for the fiscal year 2025 to 26 on Tuesday, targeting a modest 4.2% growth for FY26, compared to 2.7% expected in the outgoing FY25. Business Recorder takes a look at some of the key highlights of the documents. Here's a breakdown of Pakistan's 2025 to 26 federal budget. Receipt overall numbers and fiscal goals. Total expenditure is projected at $17.57 trillion, $62 billion, reduced from $18.9 trillion the previous year, a 7% cut. The fiscal deficit is estimated at around $7.22 trillion, or 5.5% of GDP, before provincial surpluses. Net federal deficit drops to 4.4% after accounting for provincial balances. Defense and security defense spending is sharply increased to $2.55 trillion, $9 billion, up 20% from $2.1 trillion last year. This jump reflects heightened regional tensions and recent military clashes with India. Revenue and tax strategy. Tax revenue target is $15.27 trillion, up significantly from $9.3 trillion collected in FY24. Measures include expanding the tax base, e.g., higher withholding taxes for non-filers, phasing out exemptions, and increasing customs duties on various items. Development spending. Public Sector Development Program (PSDP) is slashed by 16% to $91 billion from $1.1 trillion. Focus is on 106 priority projects, including hydropower, dams, infrastructure, while over 200 underperforming programs are being chopped to free up $2.5 trillion. Social and civil spending. Civil servant salaries increase 25% for grades 1 to 16, 22% for 17 to 22, pension hikes of 15%. Subsidies, e.g., electricity, gas, total about $1.36 trillion. BISP support stands at $593 billion. Bar chart. Debt and interest. Interest payments are estimated to consume about $8.1 trillion, roughly 46% of total expenditures. Net funds available after debt servicing are around $2.2 trillion. IMF engagement and economic targets. The budget aligns with IMF conditions, targeting 4.2% GDP growth, inflation around 4.7%, and a primary surplus goal, 2% of GDP. An IMF mission visited in early April to advise on tax reforms and fiscal measures. Ahead of the June 2 presentation. Magnifying glass. Tilted left in context. Item comparison. Defense increased, even as overall spending is cut, sparked by India tensions. Development reduced but refocused on select high-impact infrastructure. Revenue tax targets significantly raised, with tougher collection measures. Debt. Large interest burden limiting fiscal flexibility. White heavy checkmark. Bottom line. Pakistan's 2025 to 26 budget is a fiscal austerity with strategic heavy lifting, while tightening overall spending and development outlays. It sharply increases defense allocations and debt payments. The government leans heavily on IMF-aligned reforms to boost revenue and stabilize the economy, but faces tight fiscal room as interest costs dominate. Let me know if you'd like a deeper dive into a specific sector like health, education, or infrastructure.